Nice. Are you in your van right now?
Oh yeah, man.
Gi-
Van living, bro. Been at it for a couple, oh shit, man, going on like 6 years now.
give me a 10-second tour.
Yeah, right. That's a good thing about van. So here we go. All right. So we got the bed. I got all my instruments down here. I got didgeridoos on the side, all my shelving up here. I got my stovetop right here where I do a cooking. I surprisingly cook a lot, and then
Yeah.
there's more shelving. I got a little refrigerator right on this thing. And yeah, man, small space, but very functional and works. Been at it for 6 years now.
Yeah. Full time in for 6 years?
Full time, man, full time. And for the first about 4 years, I was really traveling around a lot. The last 2 years, I've kind of stayed around Southern California, Orange County, and really been teaching a ton and just like kind of building the whole yoga, breath work, and sound.
Yeah. And um is there's a specific spot that you're working on mostly, right? Or like there's a yoga studio that you either collaborate with or tell me about that.
Yeah, exactly. So the studio here in Orange County, I've taught at many studios, but the one that's kind of like my home is called Ekam Yoga. It's in Newport Beach, and that's where I first took my yoga class back in 2013. First class there, and then once I started teaching in 2017, I started teaching there. So it's been kind of like my home base, and awesome teachers, great community, and so they've been great to me over the years.
Cool. Yeah, well, I'm curious, there's a lot of yoga studios and I think a lot of more and more I find that yoga studios are also starting to incorporate the sound bath aspect.
Hmm.
What is it about the studio that you focus on mostly that has resonated with you? Like why there versus any other place?
A lot of it's just opportunity. That's kind of what it first started off as. And the opportunity to teach there and to just practice there. It was local, it was nearby, it was easy to get to. And the teachers were so good and still are so good. And they give the teachers there like the freedom to do their thing. They're not trying to control the class. They're not trying to say you got to teach this way or do that. They want to, if something's going wrong, like they'll fix it, but they just let us do our thing. And it's just a very chill studio to work with. And the teachers and the community, that's the big thing. All the other teachers and the community and the staff, they're like very top-notch people. So
Yeah, so just one more time in case I post this and someone
yeah.
wants to check it out. What is it called and where is it?
Yeah, it's called Ekam Yoga and Pilates in Newport Beach on PCH. It's one of the main studios in Orange County. It's got a great reputation, so it's yeah, right here in the heart of Newport.
Beautiful. Cool. Yeah, so we've never met in person.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm not even sure it's interesting when you start putting an event together, um, you just kind of have to magnetize the right people and either I reached out to you, I'm honestly not quite sure, but it seems like a really good fit.
Yeah.
And the first question for me is, we have never met, and however that first conversation happened, obviously I'm pitching to you this totally random event that I'm putting together, and it's weird that it's combining these three things that are important to me, which is the music festival, the wellness retreat, and van life. And I
Hmm.
feel like you, you know, to find like a yoga teacher, sound healer who's living in a van in Southern California, I just felt like it was so resonant.
Hmm.
What drew you into the event and why are you interested? Why are you coming out to Van Jam? What does it mean for you?
Yeah, so I've seen Van Jam over the years on social media and always kind of like, wow, that looks cool. And then just us connecting this time around, just the whole van life community is something that I'm a part of. But in all honesty, like haven't plugged into too much. When I first started doing van life, it was just kind of a solo mission for me to like reconnect to nature and to reconnect to freedom. And now sharing a lot more more. And once we connected, and the space was in the schedule for me to do it, and I was like, absolutely. So I'm kind of in the mode right now, of saying yes to things that are in alignment, and I'm making those decisions pretty quickly based off conversations and just how I feel, about the opportunity. And this just came into alignment, like you said, man, like between van life, between yoga, and all the stuff that is offered at Van Jam. It was a kind of like a no-brainer. I was like, yeah, okay. Like, I looked at the schedule and I was like, if I got nothing planned, like, I'm making this happen.
Yeah, cool, man. I'm glad to hear that. I'm really excited for you to be a part of it. And so I think I may have had experienced one sound bath in the past that combined gongs and didgeridoos.
Mhm.
And not necessarily at the same time, but some sort of blend of those. And, I'm not formally trained in any of this, but
Mhm.
there's something about those two instruments put together um, that seems really powerful for me.
Mhm.
Uh, Tell me about your thoughts on that. I know you do both gongs and didgeridoos. I'm really excited to have you bring didgeridoo because nobody else is bringing didgeridoo to the sound baths at Van Jam.
Mhm.
Like, tell me about your practice and what you're going to bring to Van Jam, and what your intention is with your experience that you're going to provide.
Yeah, the didgeridoo is definitely a unique instrument, and kind of what sets me apart in many ways from other people doing this. And combining the didge and the gong, I have this whooshing 40-inch gong with many other gongs, but that's the main gong. And when I get the two of them going together, it's a deep resonant sound, and it's a unique sound, and it can take us really deep into meditation. These deeper tones slow the brain waves down and allow us to like drop in. So that particular combo between the deep gong and the deep sound of the didge was something like I fell in love with immediately once I heard it. And so just combining that and bringing that kind of magic to this festival is something I'm really looking forward to. But yeah, what I'm gonna bring is, first of all, just like my enthusiasm for this stuff, because I love it. This is what I do full time: yoga, breath work, sound meditation. So I'm all in. I've been doing it full time for many years now, and just trying to spread this stuff to as many people that are open to it and to have fun doing it. It brings me like a lot of joy and happiness sharing, and then seeing the transformative experiences that people can have in a sound bath, in a breathwork session, in a yoga session. And I've started to combine sound into everything between yoga, breath work, and meditation. Sound is kind of leaked into all this stuff because I found it to be just a very easy way to drop into meditation, and also like very very effective. So it really does something to our body on a cellular level, and to be able to share that with people that are open and wanting to experience something like that is what I live for. These are transformational practices. They transform us from the inside out, and the more people I connect with and share with, I find that it's helping me grow personally, but then also helping them just as equally.
Yeah, dude, beautifully stated. One thing that resonated with me and all that is, meditation. I go back and forth whether I have a good meditation practice, like consistent and valuable or not. But I think the sound bath for me, and again, I don't know like the wavelength state of mind things, but being in a sound bath, especially a live one with the instruments near you, um, for me, one of the powerful things is that it does allow me to totally sink in and immerse in a way that if I'm just sitting in a park trying to meditate, I'll have a very hard time. My mind will be racing, but having the vibration, the frequencies of gongs, didgeridoos, crystal bowls, flutes, like these type of healing instruments, allow me to get into a state of mind that I don't know if there's not many places in my life I find that other than in a sound bath. A lot of people haven't experienced that. I think sound bath is still almost like this new agey thing that a lot of people aren't totally in tune with yet. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to bring that. And one other thing I wanted to mention, are you on your phone? Are you zooming from your phone?
Yeah.
Can you look at your messages right now? Because I just sent you the the most up-to-date schedule that I haven't released yet, and you've seen, I think, a rough draft of this.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
so basically, the my intention is to have you teach a yoga class on Sunday morning,
Hmm.
and then do kind of a collaborative sound bath with Sound and Star, and they're going to bring in a bunch of gongs.
Hmm.
Um, Tell me anything that you want to share about what your yoga class will be, in particular, how that will feed into this. It's sort of like I'd like it to be consistent. People can pick and choose if they only want one of these experiences, but um, I like the idea of having the yoga class flow directly into the sound bath. So can you tell me anything about what you intend to bring as far as the yoga class on Sunday morning?
Exactly. So I teach, my style is like mindful yoga. It's not an exercise, we do get a little sweaty, we get the blood pumping, but really it's about connecting to the breath and to our body. Okay. So when I'm teaching a practice, I'm definitely staying traditional to the poses and keeping it within the style of vinyasa and then mixing in kind of my take on it as well. But it's a vinyasa, kind of like a slow flow type style of yoga. And then I also just read the room. Depending on who we got in the room. Sometimes we've got people that can move a little bit more, then we can kind of jack it up a little bit. Sometimes we're looking around and maybe it's a little bit more chill vibe. So I go in really as open as I can and really adjust and teach to what I see. So the yoga is going to be focused on the breathing. It's going to give us an opportunity to just connect to our breath and connect to our body in a peaceful way. And we're going to stretch and feel good. And then that leads, like having that lead into either a breath work or a sound meditation is like the combination, right? Because we're doing the movement, we're focusing on our breath and our body, we're opening ourselves up. And then it makes it so much easier to sit in meditation after you've done some yoga. And that's really the purpose to yoga. I mean, there's so many purposes to yoga, but one of the main ones is to help us sit in meditation. So we do the practice and then a sound meditation leading right into it. Like we will be relaxed, we will be present, and we'll be able to do like the inner work on ourselves that is necessary.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, I'm excited. Is there you were mentioning breathwork, so maybe Brittany, who came out to Van Jam last year and led she calls herself Breathwork Caravan. And I think the breathwork, I was surprised, but I think last year maybe the most powerful moment of the entire Van Jam was the breathwork that Brittany led. And I was surprised by that because I think of all of, the yoga, the sound healing, and then the breathwork, I think breathwork maybe is the most fringe um like philosophy that's like the fewest people have really immersed themselves in what breathwork is and the powers of it. um so the question is there anybody else on the lineup for Van Jam as you look through it that and maybe it's breathwork or yoga or maybe it's like a performer, but as you scope that lineup, is there anybody that stood out to you that aside from the experience you're going to provide that you're excited to be there for?
Oh yeah, man. So definitely like for me too, like being able to collaborate in any way possible with any of the artists, the breath work, and not surprising to me that that's the most transformative experience because it's so somatic and it's when done the right way, it can be just like a revelation to us. So I'm totally open, like, anybody wants a little dig in their session, like, I'm down for it. But I'm definitely looking forward to the sound and the sound baths. That's like one of my main things. So
Yeah.
looking through it, I'm going, man, there's some great things happening here. So breath work, I love going deep into the breath work. You'll definitely see me there just like really pumping the breath and giving myself the opportunity to have that experience. but gosh, all the lineup's super good. So here we go. We got the sax doc going. There's just so many good things happening. The Hipsy Gypsy Yoga, like definitely looking forward to that because that's gonna be a good vibe. But I'm open, man. Like even taking sometimes the dig to the DJ sets, sometimes with in the right way at the right time, man, just like getting hit with the dig can really just like
Yeah.
amplify the whole reality. So, that's I'm looking forward to just kind of
It,
free flowing, hanging out, jamming with people, talking with people, and then, like seeing what kind of collaborations,
yeah.
happen.
If you stay up late, I'm hoping that some people around 2 a.m. each day, we'll kind of kill the music around that time. And maybe we can get some people to hang out at the hot tub, and it could be pretty cool to have like a late night hot tub dig session. So if
Oh
you
yeah.
stay up late enough for that, maybe stop by there.
Oh yeah, man. No, I'll be up. I'm gonna be up, as late as I can, and that to me is one of the most fun thing about festivals. So I go to the Joshua Tree Festival regularly for the last couple of years, and I teach breath work and sound there. And then you just kind of walk around and hang out, and you see this is what's happening. This stuff kind of spontaneously like just starts to happen, and those are sometimes the best ones. People are just gathering, then all of a sudden someone brings a drum, someone brings a dig, and we got ourselves a real special moment.
Yeah, it's interesting as the like organizer or producer where sometimes I feel like I need to put in all this effort to align everything and make sure people know where to be at the right time. But kind of like you said, I think the reality is when you get a good group of people together in the same spot, I don't really think that much effort from my end really has to be there. I think the things that are powerful for people, those moments will sort of spontaneously arise. So, I hope to just sort of create an agenda, a schedule where I know there are certain times where offerings are being made, but I imagine a lot of the best moments will just come naturally. So,
Mhm.
um, cool, Billy. I think that's it for all those questions. There's like a couple of just logistical things that I want to check in with you on.
Okay.
The first one is what's your plan on if you have one yet for arrival and departure? Are you
Right.
gonna
So
go
I
ahead?
know we've got Thursday night, like the crew's getting together and kind of, and we're doing a thing. So I do have a class I teach every Thursday night. It's a breathwork class. So I'm trying to get somebody to cover that class for me. If I can get somebody to cover that class, I'm going to be out there Thursday night. If not, I'll be out there Friday before 12 o'clock. So get there, Friday, ready to rock and roll as soon as I can. So I'm still figuring out that, and I'll let you know like the exact dates. It'll either be that Thursday, if I can get that covered, or it'll be like third Friday morning.
Cool. Yeah, no pressure on that. Thursday should be pretty lax.
Yeah.
It will be nice to have everyone who is there Thursday. It'll be a lot of the staff and quite a few, not all of the like performers and collaborators. But the main thing for Thursday night that I'd like to do is just sort of get everyone who's available into a just into a communication space to just talk about intentions and like what we want to accomplish that weekend and how we can all work together to make a powerful experience. But no pressure if you don't get there till Friday. It's not a big deal at all. Um, um, you needed a plus one, is that right?
You know what? So it's not. I would like to have one.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get a girlfriend to come with me. She's kind of working out her schedule, but
gotcha.
so that's just that would be it.
Okay, yeah, I'll have a plus one for you. If you could text me your email address, the ticket will go to that email address.
Okay.
Um, and then there's one other opportunity to do a sound bath. It's on the calendar, on the schedule, but it's not marked with a person yet. I think it's the Saturday night. I'm trying to do a sound bath each night, kind of late
Yeah.
for,
Yeah.
just because we're gonna have like 8 hours of house music and I can handle 8 to 12 hours of house music, but I know not everybody can. So, um, at about 1 a.m. each night, I'd like to offer something in the dome for people to sort of retreat and start to mellow out for the night. if
Right.
you have any interest in doing a 1 a.m. sound bath on Saturday night, I know then your class is Sunday morning, so if that's too much for you, no problem. But think on it and let me know if you want.
Yeah,
Um,
dude, I'll do that. Like that's I'm down for that. You could put me on for that because one of the nice things I remember when I was in Joshua Tree was just like going to the tea lounge, and it was just like this mellow vibe, dude.
yeah,
And it was like 1, 2 a.m. in the morning, just after all the fun, just to lay down and just like do nothing but listen. So to be able to offer that would be something,
beautiful.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll put you down for that then. I'll update the schedule before we release it and we'll have you doing the Saturday night. And you can do whatever, whatever feels right for you in the moment, flow with that, and
Yeah.
you can offer that in the dome. And then we'll have you doing a yoga and a sound bath on Sunday morning as well.
Dude, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good, man. Looking
Cool.
forward to it.
Yeah, awesome, Billy. Thanks. Do you have any questions or anything for me while you got me here?
I think I'll just get my arrival time locked down. And then everything kind of go. Yeah, that's as of right now, man. That's it, dude. So I think everything's looking good. I give you a lot of props for organizing this thing. I couldn't imagine all that it takes, and your communication has been really great. So just appreciate it, and we're looking forward to like being there and showing up and like really
Mm.
really like sharing.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, I hope I can like my whole goal is just to it's a weird phrase, but I'm totally falling in love with it. Like I just want to create a container, dude. I
Yeah.
just want to like hold a space and have really amazing people magnetize and gravitate toward it. And then I think everything else will sort of speak for itself. But that's all I can really do is just get people like you to come out and have a good time. And I think it's shaping up to be a really special weekend. So
Dude, it's looking like it. And I'm telling some friends, I'm trying to get a couple folks to come out too. Like, I mean, we're gonna have a nice crew, but it's gonna be fun.
beautiful. All right. Thank you, Billy, so much. Yeah, feel free to hit me up if you need anything, and we'll be chatting over the next few weeks. And we got about a month before the event.
All right, dude, here we go.
All right, brother. Take it easy.
All right, see you, bro.